Okay, so now we're going to walk through the system auto test. It's the last piece of the checklist. So we go in, we say perform, and you can see by the flashing green light that it is in test mode. We can hit test mode, auto test, system auto test, and it's performing system auto test. And so here it will walk through a script, and you can follow that script along, and it takes about 15-20 minutes or so to walk through everything. It runs through independent tests, then cooling tests, then heating tests, and when it's all done and complete, it'll ask you to input some user data. So once the auto test is complete, you'll notice a screen here that says, do you want to enter measured data and create a service report? So we're going to say yes here. And then it brings you to the enter measured data. This menu can also again be accessed through the main menu tree. This is just a quick reference, but here's where you'd put in your supply voltage, L1, L2, L3, what your compressor amps were when you were running 4,500 RPM. This can be done through the test. The auto test runs 4,500 RPM at one of its sequence, or you can run this manually and put it in separately. And if you have electric heat or gas heat, then you put in the measured data that you've done during the startup. Once you get all that data in, then you go down to continue, save report, yes, and it's going to create a service report. And this service report will be stored for the very first time you do this on the system view controller. It'll save the service report as the initial service report, and it'll stay in that board for the life of that board. You can do one additional service report after, and it'll always override that last service report. So if you do one every year, it'll always override that last one. But the first one ever done is always saved, and it's always saved there. Auto test is complete. You press enter to continue. And in this case, you can go back, and because we're done with the initial screen, you can see I can push test in menu, and I don't get that initial screen setup.